Warhammer 40k. Hammer of War 39 plus 2 minus 1k. Space Marine. You gotta be kidding me. Hammer of War Marine in Space is a third-person hack and slash set in the far-off millennium. The not-too-close future of the 40th millennium. This grim dark... Joyless Black? Yeah, cool. Future pits humanity against an unending horde of enemies, including, but not limited to, twinks, emos, paleontologists, and the Blue Man Group. You begin the game as Captain Titus of the Ultra Smurfs, one of the many super soldier chapters of the human empire, all of which have a unique culture and set of rules. The thing that makes the Blueberries stand out is their ability to get sucked off by the lead writer of the time before soloing a god. We begin the game deploying to the planet. Our newest member of the team raises a concern about jumping out of the ship by saying,
"The Codex Astartes does not support this action."
Thankfully, Titus, being a captain of thousands of battles and hundreds of years of experience, puts his mind at ease.
"The Codex Astartes doesn't agree with this action."
Shut your ass up. After crashing the enemy ship with no survivors, we are lucky to be the brother in the wreckage as we move to regroup with our lost teammates. We find our comrade from the dropship handing out GW's DMCAs to anyone who dares utter a single mention of our universe. After moving out and meeting our final comrade, we are provided with the story of the game. The game developers expertly show how horrifying and grim the future is by giving everyone a British accent. Truly, these are dark times. The game also provides audio logs to give perspective on the normal life of an Imperial citizen.
"I just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole!"
After a bit of learning, we meet up with the Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard is a faction that's comprised of countless men and women, all separated into their respective regiments, all sporting different uniforms, using different weapons, and having different cultures, giving the universe a sense of scale. This, of course, is if you're not playing a Warhammer 40k video game, because if you are, it's the Cadians. No matter where you are in the galaxy, it's always the damn Cadians, because they're very good at standing anywhere that's not Cadia. Now we begin our first objective, destroying a big gun. We're fighting Orcs, a race bred specifically for having a good fight. One of their most unique and interesting abilities is if they collectively believe in something, it becomes true. For example, the Orcs enter the facility through a series of pipes, which sounds very logical until you realize the devs just glued them to the wall. Thankfully, the Orcs believe in the AAA gaming industry, so this isn't a problem. After a few more hijinks and saving Titus's waifu, we find an Inquisitor holding his guts in with his mind magic, informing us he's definitely alive and 100% has a weapon to defeat the baddies. Also, his dad works for Nintendo. After collecting the power source and loading it, we fire the weapon, and we open a gate to hell. Turns out, our guy with these internal organs on the outside was already dead, and we've been used to summon demons from hell. This helps us introduce our final antagonist of the game, Chaos Undivided. Now, this video is a little short to explain Chaos and the different gods they worship, so to speed it up, I shall explain it using the universal method. Hentai tags. Khorne, blood. Nurgle, ugly bastard. Tzeentch, he gets mindbreak. And finally, Slaanesh, Futanari. Defaced, harem, human castle, stepsister, and MTR. Anyway, let's talk about gameplay. As I said, this is a third-person hack and slash, and that's mostly true for the first half of the game, where you slaughter hundreds of orcs for fun. Now, we got the Chaos Boys here, and that's where the fun kind of stops. Sure, a three-way battle between yourself, the orcs, and the Chaos Boys is fun. But you know what's not fun? Chaos Sorcerers sniping me from across the map. What's that? You choose to keep your weapons and not swap them out for the hit scan weapons we provided? That's a damn shame. I hope you enjoyed that elevator ride, because here's 3 sorcerers and no cover. Good luck with that. Speaking of elevators, this game is actually an elevator simulator with a few third-person shooter elements thrown in. Why yes, I do love spending 30 seconds to get up an elevator, to die, and get checkpointed before I took the elevator. Thanks, Relic Entertainment. Anyway, back to the story. After giving our good friend the Orcs a farewell, we moved to stop our new friend Nemeroth, making sure to keep our lovely power source out of his hands. We give it to our good friend and longtime companion Sidonius for safekeeping, which he does for a whole 5 minutes. Now we begin our journey, finding our way to the Spire, where we encounter another Space Marine chapter. These are the Blood Ravens, who are basically the Romanians of the Space Marines, which explains why no one wears a helmet in this game, and why my Valkyrie earlier had all the copper stripped out of it. Eventually we make our way to our boy Nemi, who's turning himself into a scaly. Unable to stand for such degeneracy, Titus attempts to end this quickly, which is where we now experience the worst and slowest boss fight ever created, as we punch him for 5 minutes straight as he defends himself by saying, "Bit rude crushing me head, innit, bruv?" And that's about the game. We meet up with our waifu again, where we find out our other companion has launched a HR complaint against us. we take it in our stride and call him a little bitch again. Anyway, I give Warhammer 40k Space Marine a Magnus the Red out of a Sanguinius, because no matter if you love it or you hate it, it ain't perfection. Hey, that went pretty well. Oh, god damn it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, subscribe anyway, and feel free to leave a mean comment below. Imperium girls, we're unforgettable. Faith and fire, ceramide on top. Holy flames so hot, we'll melt your heresy.
Oh.